nothing jumps out at you. We're not seeing these crazy 5-8-inch rainfall totals over the next couple days, but obviously more is more. So we'll keep an eye on especially some of these areas that have seen quite a bit over the last week. I'm meteorologist LaROSA live in Panama City Beach, Florida, and you can see the wind and the waves and the water still coming up high. The center of Alberto out that way. You have moist upslope flow. What that means is that moisture is coming up and over that boundary. That's a way to lift the air, and that produces clouds. We continue to track Hermine, right now a tropical storm. I'm meteorologist LaROSA live in Tallahassee, Leon County in Florida, where Hermine came through as a hurricane and right now still quite gusty. But take a look at this. No blue. Lots of warm shades of 60s. And today, Chicago, you're making a run for it. 66 in St. Louis. Yeah, you know, a lot more rain there, a lot more rain across the Gulf Coast. So a lot to get to, especially if you're traveling on this busy weekend. It is summer. Maybe you're headed to the coast. You're thinking about plans tomorrow for Dad. We've got you covered. Here's a look at today's snapshot. Things we're tracking. Obviously, a lot of green along the Gulf Coast. So we'll track the thunderstorm threat and how we'll see it increase across the Texas Gulf Coast. Severe weather once again setting up in areas that were hard hit yesterday. It is going to be rainy, stormy, unsettled across the Southwest. Haven't said that in a long time. The pluses and minuses to all of that. And of course, the plus, way above average, record heat through much of the country, especially the central U.S., mid-90s up into Minneapolis. Paul will talk about how this is feeding the shower and the thunderstorm threat and when this heat wave will break. Area live to St. Paul, Minnesota, where the story right now is high heat and humidity. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory that goes into effect at 1 p.m. Central Time. That heat will fuel the threat for thunderstorms, large hail this afternoon and through tonight. And really, we're going to be picking that up for the next several days. But yes, take that heat very, very seriously. But we are looking everywhere from the northern plains to the upper Midwest, even into the western Great Lakes for that storm threat. Here are the ingredients, not unlike what we're seeing today. It's the heat and humidity, definitely a factor, but abundant energy to help lift the storms. And energy is one of those words that we like to use, but basically it means what would give the thunderstorms free rein to just grow big and not hinder them much. That is what we're talking about. But we also have southerly low-level winds. That's bringing in more moisture. Like, we need that, right? Dew points are already getting pretty high. But you look forward into Saturday afternoon, and again, some of these areas that don't look terribly active early on could be in store for those showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow once they do get going. So that outlook area for Marquette, Pierre, Rapid City, Valentine, Minneapolis, again, so these are some of these familiar names that we were talking about the last couple days and leading into the next few. There is also that tornado risk along with the large hail threat, damaging winds, and as Alex was pointing out too, the heavy rainfall. We have a 3 out of 10 on the Torcon for central Minnesota. That means a 3 in 10 chance within a 50-mile radius seeing a tornado. It is low on the scale. It is not 0. So think about your plans. The weekend, we're not always tuned into everything. Is your phone, linked up and ready to alert you if the warning is issued for your area? So Saturday into Sunday morning, this really has not changed much. We do expect a lot of heavy rain, those big thunderstorms coming and bringing that very quickly. That's the flash flood threat. And you see on Sunday, very similar area here from the UP of Michigan all the way back and through Nebraska. So it's Sioux Falls, North Platte, Minneapolis again into Green Bay for the end of the weekend. And this is the clincher here through Monday. Heavy rainfall potential, pretty wide area, Alex, of at least 2 to 3 inches of rain likely in these areas.